I probably will change the thumbnail depending on what happens here. But right now it's Kim Possible and Shigo's doing this like sexy intimidation thing, and then Kim Possible is like shying away from it because she doesn't know, like it's a bit maybe much for her, or I don't know, like she's just not used to it. So I'm picking up on you kind of having this like slight predatory, kind of like masculine energy. Like some people or like women are perceiving you when it comes to like romantic or any like sexual relationships you're like a part of right now. Hey Sky, thanks for being here. I literally just got back from running around town. And when I'm out in the world as a woman, I'm pretty tall. So I kind of relate to this like feminine intimidation energy. Like people around you could just look at, and I'm saying people because I don't even think it's just women, but right, like I know this is a reading about your relationship to women, but like I kind of feel like people in general are inclined to show you respect. And if you see my hair moving around, it's because there's a fan under the table. It's super hot in my room. I live on the second story in the south, and it's just humid and kind of gross. But I have on this like cute outfit today. I feel cute in it. So, but yeah, this is Stephanie's reading. I can read the request. Hold on. I already took notes and stuff like that, but I just want to make sure. Okay, so she wants to see if there's any chance of grounding her relationship with this person that she knows. And she's interested both sexually and romantically, but would also like to be friends as well. So that's just like what she told me. The notes that I wrote down for like how I want to structure this reading, and we're gonna move through like separate phases. So the first phase, we're gonna look into her person. Jing is their name. What kind of person is she? And what kind of partnership is she interested in? Platonic, romantic, sexual, whatever. And then we're gonna talk about Stephanie. Who is she? And then what kind of partnership is she suited for right now? And then the third part is how can she become more confident and magnetic in her relationships, and then how to attract the experiences that she's wanting to have with women. So if you're not gay, this you might struggle to resonate with some of this energy. I don't know. I don't want to tell you that it won't, but this is a reading that's kind of gay. So we're gonna talk about gay stuff. Just be warned. Viewer discretion is advised. My cat knocked over my stack over here because I haven't really put anything away. Thank you. My birthday's tomorrow, but thank you for the words because I probably won't maybe be as active tomorrow. But thanks for the, yeah. I got a new vape. I don't know why I'm like, I don't know why I can't just do this reading. But I got this cool new vape and it has like a little planet on it and I fuck with that. Yeah, dude, let's just get into it. What kind of person is Jing? The person that Stephanie is sexually attracted to, same sex. What kind of person are they? So we're gonna use some animal cards to start. I love this deck. I use it all the time. Thank you, V, for the birthday wishes. I'm not even like really used to celebrating my birthday because usually I'm like kind of depressed, but this year I'm like trying to force myself to not be depressed about the fact that I'm getting older. Not even like that I'm like, oh, I'm so old. It's more so like, oh my god, like I'm still here, like I'm still on earth, like my circumstances are still my own. Because like I don't know, for like a lot of my early life I just really wasn't that pleased to be alive, I guess. I don't know, is that like weird or something? Probably, but whatever. Hey Steph! Thanks for being here in the live while I do your reading. We're talking about Jing right now. So these are the cards that are going to describe some of her personality traits. I know that you said that you weren't really interested in it, but I figured we could still like kind of like breeze through that energy and just kind of see what was going on there, just for like clarification and confirmation's sake. And then I still have the notes for what you wanted to know after. So, can I use a different name? Yes. I will use, fuck. Someone just sent me money. Oh, Sky, thanks. Okay, I gotta think of a code name. I don't know why this is so hard. Peaches, like in Ice Age. Peaches. I don't know. Like I know, Steph, that you are a dancer, so I wonder if you met this person in that field. Because yesterday, before I like, when I was like closing up your energy, I kind of was like tempted to get straight into this reading, but then I was like, no, I think I should hold off on it. So then I waited till today. But one of the things I was thinking about was like, if that is true and if you did like meet in that setting, I think there's a mutual appreciation for what you both do. So like if they've ever seen you dance, Peaches likes how you dance, or like how you dress, or like just your physical body, like whatever exposure you guys have had to each other leads to a like mutually positive interpretation of each other's energy. So another thing is that I was picking up on this energy of like equality. So like when this person sees you, they're like, you might even have like a different style or dance to different music or like whatever that energy is, like however they have had the chance to like see you, but they're like, okay, you're like me, even if you aren't exactly the same. So there's like respect. Okay, so what are some of Peaches? Peaches, isn't that a character from You? The best friend from You, who kind of was like, yeah, and she was kind of like kind of a little gay for Beck, I think her name was. I don't know who you might feel like that is yet, because I haven't really gotten into the cards. Like, you might be Peaches, or like this person could be Peaches, but I'm thinking of on like this respect, and then like, I don't know, maybe like this like undercover attachment, like a disguised attachment. Okay, whatever. Who is Peaches? What kind of person is Peaches? Seems like a, oh, like this is reminding me of that reading I just posted, Casey Undercover, on my TikTok. And even then, like, it's like Zendaya, and then she has like a white best friend in that show. Cat in reverse, independence and psychic powers. And then the Wren, courage and humility. So I'm picking up on like this more like soft, submissive energy off of your person so far. This incense I took out and like didn't light is just like laying out. So this person could have like maybe even at one point felt the need to like protect themselves from you, and they feel differently now. Like that's a thing here. Because I mentioned like in the very beginning how I might change the thumbnail, because I feel like I might end up changing the thumbnail. Like right now it's Shigo and she's like pushing up on Kim Possible. I was like Kim Kardashian, Kim Possible, and then Kim Possible was like, oh my god. So like that, if that ever happened, I think this person like might change their mind. Like it might take time for this person to like relax themselves around you, because my cat, she's right here and she's super chill around me, but she's not like friendly to even my own family. Like I have a dog who's really friendly to like everyone once he like sniffs you and stuff, but my cat's not like that at all. Like she's just my cat. And I feel like this person has a personality like that, where they are like maybe extremely to themselves, and they might be like similar to you in the way they use, like if that resonated about like meeting this person in the workplace, they might use that workplace as a platform to be extroverted, but even still they're not a really probably extroverted person. You took some lessons with her, yeah. Like this isn't someone who's like Swallow, like they're giving me like Little Bird, which reminds me of like Jenny from Forrest Gump. Like they could even come from some like traumatized background. You might have similar traumas. So I think one of the things that would be important to this person is to know like if you would take care of them and not like provide for them, but like are you genuinely there for them? Because I feel like this person could be stingy about who they give their energy out to. Especially if they're like an attractive feminine energy. Like they would have learned maybe about the superficiality of people around them in the world. Like catty women they probably don't like. And they could be hyper vigilant to stay away from women who they perceive as maybe being catty. Because cat's in the reverse. So this is the feminine energy that might not get along super easily or readily with other feminine energies. Because it's something about like their need to protect themselves. And you might notice like while I'm describing this person that you feel like you resonate with that, and that's part of the reason why I feel like you would have maybe like they would be a highlighted character in your life. It's because you would recognize that even at like maybe first glance or whatever. What else about Peaches? More character traits for Peaches. Anaconda, camouflage, and imbalance. So like this person is like hiding aspects of themselves. So there's a good chance that even if you are super intuitive and like sensitive to energy, there's still a lot with this person that you don't know. Now my cat's over here trying to like nudge me. I don't know what your access level is to this person, but you might want to like introduce yourself further. Like you might know each other by name, but maybe you want to take the first step towards this person. And I feel like you might be afraid to be that guy, but I feel like that would probably be the best way for you to like take a step forward without an attachment to, you don't talk anymore? Okay. Well, like I feel like this person responds well to when people approach them and then like kind of like leave it. Like don't force this person into any kind of relationship with you, because for them I feel like it needs to be their choice. Very much like cat energy. They need to like be in the relationship because they want to be in the relationship. There could be a lot about like this person's life that feels like it was forced upon them, like they didn't have a lot of choice, and that's probably part of the reason why they have maybe a similar way of like shadow expression, but maybe for like different reasons. Like this person like wants to feel free subconsciously. You lost interest a long time ago. Okay, I'll just like breeze through this then. Tiger, willpower, and passion. It's like the energy of looking over the shoulder. Like for some reason, for me, this energy still feels relevant even if you don't think about this person anymore. Like something within me told me to like talk about this. Willpower and passion, it's like looking over the shoulder. Like you might have like come in or went out, but this person, like I mentioned, like time and distance might give this person the perspective that they need to fully understand you and your intentions towards them. So I'll leave it at that. I'll leave it at that. You have the rabbit at the bottom. There's like approval and sensitivity, but it's in the reverse. It's like this person, like looking back, they probably like you more than they really gave themselves the opportunity to explore at the time. Combativeness and honor. Like this person, you could have met them in an energy or at a time when they felt the need to be self-defensive. Or like wary. Okay. So, talking more about you now. I think I'm gonna put this deck away for just a second and then use some chocolate cards. So, what energy is Steph in right now? Angels, ancestors, and spirit guides, please help me to channel a clear and accurate message for Steph that's going to be in her highest good and lead her in the direction of higher manifestations and higher timelines and greater manifestations. It's been a while since I've recited that. It's not really quite a prayer, but it was like a part of my routine. So I wonder if there's anything about your routine that you've kind of fallen off of. Not that like, you know, you're any less abundant for it, but there could be something about like tightening up in certain areas of your life that could be beneficial for you. Maybe even like going back to basics, right? Because like tomorrow is my birthday and I wanted to go to church, and I haven't really been to church in a while, but like something in me told me that I need to like kind of touch base before I start this new year. Like I need to make sure I'm starting this new year with a level of connection. Not that I'm disconnected, right? Like I don't think I'll ever lose my connection with source, because I feel like I kind of came into the world with that level of connection, but there could be some value to you going back to, thank you, Steph, going back to like your roots or something like that. Like it doesn't have to be that you're going to church. It could be that you're visiting your family, like your parents, or hanging out with like a sibling. Something about like making that time to be normal, like your own personal version of normal. I know that you work in a career where you put on like a persona, right? So that could be another reason why that's important. It's like, it might be easier for you to commit to your persona when you have enough time to not be that person. And then in the last reading, I was kind of encouraging you to like allow there to be space in between your work so that you don't lose like your energy. Like there's something about like, yeah, renewal. Allowing yourself to regenerate appropriately. What else is going on with Steph right now? What is relevant? What does she need to hear? right now regarding her energy centers, right? We have Miracle, because this is the deck that's all about like your alignment. Hear about her alignment right now. Release. It's gray. My bed sheets are gray. You might want to like spend more time resting, like even just like sitting in bed. Like last night I wanted to go to sleep, but I couldn't really go to sleep, so I just sat and like crocheted stuff, and like I didn't even finish anything. I just got like a couple rows in, but then I fell asleep after that. Like my mind was moving still, even though my why can't I talk? My body wanted to rest, and my brain works faster than my mouth can actually keep up with, so that's why like I stutter a lot. And like when I was a kid, I didn't even really talk that much. Like I was much more of an observer. Like I was like a quiet kid that just watched like creepily. So we have isolation and confusion here. What is going on, Steph? Release, confusion, and isolation. You could be resisting these like times in your life when you're kind of put on pause, but you're kind of encouraged here, I think, to not do so as much, because with this gray, once you like kind of wade through these like cloudier energies in yourself, you come to the blue, which is the third chakra, which is like the truth of the situation. Like I was mentioning how I feel like I wanted to like recap that like person situation, but you might have been in the energy where like it didn't turn out the way that you wanted it to, and that kind of maybe triggers some energy of like shame, and then maybe you were like, I don't want to think about it at all, like never mind, just like completely put it to the side. And I feel like if you have that pattern of like responding to your negative emotions in a way that you just avoid them, I mean, that's like me too, right? Like sometimes I'm definitely like that. Like I just don't feel like I have the time or energy to like stay in the bad. But there could be a value to you having that like meditation process, whatever that is, even if it's uncomfortable. Like I feel like right now you might just be in a little bit of like an uncomfortable phase. And that's like not the wrong place to be, even if it doesn't feel good. You could have even gotten some news, or you could be expecting some news, or some news could be over the horizon where like you're just kind of in the gray area. Like maybe you don't know how to feel in response to some of the things that have been happening in your life. Like maybe you feel like you've been waiting a long time for things and they're not coming in. All of these things are happening so that you can kind of like see for yourself. But like I think you're sitting with this energy of grief in the heart space, which is kind of a difficult, like I get this because like this is kind of natural. Like just for example, my mom, I just kind of like reconnected with her after like maybe a couple of years of like not really talking, because our relationship kind of like hit a halt because when I was 18 I got kicked out for like bullshit. So I was like, okay, you don't want me. Like you just told me you don't want me as a daughter, as a dependent anymore. And that kind of just like maybe like made me cut off my heart space, like the ability to be vulnerable and open to her, like it just kind of shut down. But then like I was moving into this year and I was like, well, like I anticipate good things happening in my life. Like I anticipate hitting personal milestones. I anticipate like all these things, right? So like in the event that these things happen, like would it not be awesome if I could have my mom there, like, and tell her about things and like trust her to support me and all that stuff? So then she reached out like maybe like a week or two ago, and she's like, oh, I'm coming into town to see your sister, so like can I stop by and we can like hang out? And I was like, okay. And then we did, and it was okay. Like it wasn't even as bad as I really made it out to be in my head, because I kind of felt from her that like she was a different energy. I've been let down so many times at this point. I automatically just shut down like I was forced to. Yeah. And it's like it feels like a habitual thing. Like I totally get this energy because I feel like I have an avoidant attachment. Like I avoid the things that cause me confusion. It's difficult for me to even form attachments because I don't like to feel like anybody really matters, because I feel like in my life I've experienced a lot of like phasing in and out. Like my parents got divorced when I was young and I moved around a lot, and so I never even really had like close friends like growing up. Like I never even had like friends for longer than like 2 years. Like I was like all over the place. So you could just be like suffering from your own habitual way of being right now, and how that kind of like puts a burden on your mental. And that doesn't mean that you can really change that, right? Because psychology says that we become who we are pretty much at like age 7, and everything else after that is just like trying to like work in that wiggle room as much as possible. But like who you are is who you are here. So if you can recognize a pattern of like, oh, when things happen, we have recovery in reverse. I have a difficult time like kind of moving through the energy of rejection or abandonment. Then that might just help you be more aware of yourself and why you kind of feel so isolated as a result of whatever isn't coming through. But like I was saying, my mom was like, okay, I'm gonna give you a birthday present, and I was like, okay, like cool, whatever. But then like I didn't even really know what I wanted because I'm not a material person. So I was like, I really don't even know what to ask for. Like, I don't just sit around like with lists of things that I want, you know? So I had to like look and search for something, and then she said that she's gonna buy it, and then she said it was gonna come today. And then I was like, the inner child in me was like, oh my God, it's coming today. Like, my mom got me a gift and it's coming today, and I got really excited about it. And then it didn't get delivered today. And there was a part in me that was like, like, because like, you know, like, it just like kind of triggered that little part in me. And it's not like I'm mad at my mom or like I can't enjoy the rest of my day, but I recognized, because I'm aware of myself, like that little bit of pain that occurred when she was like, it's coming today, and then it didn't come today. And I was just like, you disappointed me again. But not really, but like just that was like my ego response to it. It's like, you're disappointing me. And if I didn't care at all, like if I never asked for anything, then I like in my mind, it's like that I wouldn't feel that way. You know, like if I just never needed anything at all, like then like maybe I wouldn't even have the possibility of being disappointed, right? And I feel like, you know, to some extent that could be, you know, useful, but to another extent that it's like, will I just go through my entire life never needing or asking for anything just because I'm afraid someone's gonna say no? Like that's like where I'm working on healing myself, right? So I relate to this energy like 100%. My dogs are barking. I don't know if you can hear that. But what else about Steph's alignment right now? Victim. Yeah, you could be feeling like a victim. So I'm like, once again, recovery in reverse. Like, I think you're being encouraged to look at the areas of your life where you feel like you are a victim. And not just think about it like a present thing, but how even these present things are like extrapolations on those more childhood wounds. Like, I had the kind of mom where like, yeah, a lot of heart space energy, growth. I had the kind of mom where like, if she got mad at me, like she would just like not talk to me. Like, my mom would like pretend I didn't exist. Or she would like stop feeding me, or like take away my means to like travel to work. So like, we didn't have like a really strong like emotional connection, so she like leveraged the physical things that she had control over against me. So I don't know what situations in your life could be triggering some of those core wounds, but I think you're encouraged to look at those and just understand yourself better. That way, whenever you're in this like confusion, release, isolation energy, you can kind of at least empathize with yourself about why you feel that way. But it definitely feels like you're working on like these more emotional energy centers in your life right now. We have perseverance in reverse. Like, some of the situations that are coming up are challenging you to see, like, are you going to give up? Are you going to turn back? Or can you stick it out through this? Hey, Smith House. And House is, like, giving me, like, a family energy. So, I mean, it could be, like, some of these things are, like, family ties. Like, you know, some of these relationships that you might decide are just, like, worth sticking it out for because of how important they actually are in the grand scheme of things. Even though, like, naturally, people trigger each other. Prayer. And I was just talking about how, like, my little prayer thing, like, I had almost forgotten the words to it because I haven't really said it in a while. And I wanted to go back to church tomorrow. Discovery. There could be some, like, surrendering of burden available for you. Like, you know how Catholics go to confession with the Father and they just, like, unload? That could be helpful for you in whatever way, you know, that you can find that. Like, there's lemons and there's lemonade here. You might need to surrender some of your personal grief. And then we also talked about how your career can help you serve that purpose, though, right? Because, like, if you have, like, shadowy aspects of yourself that you feel like can only really be expressed in some kind of way, then there are people, like, ready to meet you to help you transmute some of that energy. Like, let's say, for example, you have the opposite where, like, instead of mommy issues, you have, like, daddy issues, and you feel like, you know, people are always, like, controlling you or whatever. Then, like, the opportunity to, like, have more of that dominant role over that energy, that masculine energy, could be helpful and healing for you. And prayer is, like, part of routine and ritual. So, like, whatever you do on a regular basis that helps you transmute that energy is something that you should be focusing on. Whether that is actual prayer or that's just about, like, being more mindful when you're in the shower. Like, thinking of not only as, like, cleansing your physical body, but also your, like, spiritual, emotional body. This could be, you know, physical health could be something that actually plays a role here. So I don't know if you want to supplement, like, add some, like, specific vitamins into your diet. I mentioned how I couldn't really sleep. At one point in time, I used to take melatonin, and that was helping me. I think this is, like, a time, like, discovery here, where you're just kind of figuring out how to help yourself get through the phase of life that you're in right now. Because it started off, like, gray. Honestly, it's release, confusion, and isolation. Everything that's coming after that is just, like, an explanation of that energy. So I think you need to figure out, like, why you feel the way that you feel, if you feel in a type of way, and then how to, like, remedy that for yourself, which is just, like, you know, what we do all the time, every day anyways. But don't let the negative emotions of the right now prevent you from seeing the possibility of, like, goodness in the future. Because the same way that I was talking about that person, like, who will be looking over their shoulder, like, I should have, like, invested more energy there. I feel like if you were to take any, like, rash action in this energy of, like, gray, release, confusion, and isolation, you might end up being like, what if I did let that play out? Or, like, what if I had been more open to that situation? Because you don't want to cement yourself in this position where, like, you feel isolated and so you stay isolated because you feel like that's the only safe place to be or the only good position to be in. I think victim energy to a certain extent is valid, but I also personally don't like to feel like I'm being victimized in my life. Like, I don't feel empowered when I feel weak. And I feel like in order to be a victim, you gotta have to admit weakness somewhere. So it's not that I never admit weakness. That's not really encouraging. It's more so like when something is happening to me, I personally like to be in the mindset of, like, this is happening to serve me in this way, right? So, like, package was supposed to be delivered today, and then it didn't get delivered. So then I was like, okay, well, then maybe it's just meant to come on my birthday, like my actual birthday. That's just, you know, God's way of rerouting it so that it actually gets here on the day that's most significant, right? Like, it was supposed to come today, but it's not a bad thing. It's not the end of the world if it comes tomorrow, you know? Like, it's like, that's just how God wanted it to be. And who knows how that's actually better, right? Like, because I also think of, like, the receiving of, yeah, we have impatience here in abundance. Right underneath that. So I also think of, like, the delay of things sometimes as being significant because I believe, like, really fully in divine timing. Like, I've understood that that's, like, a really significant, it plays a significant role in how things work out in my life. Like, just an example, I applied for the sheriff's department back when I was still living in California, but then I didn't ever see the notification that I was accepted for that position until I got here into Georgia. And then I was thinking, like, what would have happened if I had gotten that position then? Like, you know, it would have changed the course of my life because I would have then been cemented in California instead of being back with my family. And it was actually good that I reunited with my family because I was isolated over there. And I felt like that was the only way that I could be, right? Because I didn't want to admit the fact that, like, I was struggling financially and I needed help. So, like, those were the things that were happening in my life where, like, a blessing that maybe I felt like I wanted didn't come through because there was a better way for that to come through to me. Like, there was a better way, even though I couldn't see it at the time. And if I had seen it, you know, I probably would have went ahead in a direction that wasn't really for me. Okay, what else? Passion. So try your best to, like, remind yourself of your, like, passion for your connection with God and the way that that's, like, enduring. Balance. Like, remind yourself that there's a situation or some kind of overarching power that is in control of you in your life circumstances, even when you don't really perceive that readily. I hope that makes sense. Like, there could be a plan that you have in your mind for how things should go, and that would make sense to you as a person from your human perspective, but there's like a whole bunch of other things that you could never even consider as being relevant or important to that situation. And I feel like those are the things that are being worked out while you're in this energy of like gray, isolation, confusion, release. So you can trust, like when I mentioned like in the prayer, like the release of burden, you can trust that because of your strength of your connection with God, when you release the burdens that you have about things that aren't working out or things that make you feel like a victim or confused or isolated, that those situations are going to balance themselves out the way they need to. That's when I think it happens the fastest. Okay. So, that's like the overarching like stuff self-help part. Now we're gonna talk about the like relationship stuff, because that's the fun part. So, what kind of partnerships are you suited for? Who do you tend to be in partnerships? Let's talk about that first. Who do you tend to be in partnerships that you attract? Please cleanse this energy, or this deck of Peach's energy, so we can focus on stuff. Okay. What kind of partner does Steph tend to be in her partnerships, relationships? The lion! Dude, I've been... What the fuck? I've been using this as an inside joke with this other person in my life for like the past couple of days. This is really funny. Like, we have cheerfulness and pride. So in that relationship, like, we aren't like, how do I explain this? He's like a really important person in his own world, and part of that means that he's not always available for like the closest relationship. So I feel like you're encouraged to like think of yourself as someone who's really important and significant, who has their own stuff going on, who is proud of their own stuff, has that to show and display, and that attracts in people who are either of like mind, like other lions, or people who just appreciate what it means for someone else to be a lion. I feel like you have leadership qualities. Like I mentioned how like the thumbnail is like Shigo leaning into Kim Possible. So I feel like you're the kind of person who goes after what you want. Maybe it can be like territorial over your position, because that lion energy is Leo energy, and it's like it's fixed fire. So like whenever you start a passion or a desire for a person, it's a pretty like it feeds itself. Like you don't have to like keep adding Tinder to that fire. Like Tinder is like literally a dating app where you just like swipe. I feel like you're not the kind of person who maybe you do swipe, right? Maybe you do. But I feel like once you find something that you like, that's the thing that you're focused in on. We have swallow, hope, and harmony. You could be like, I'm thinking of like You again, like the TV show, like Joe now. Because it's like in this picture, the imagery, you're seeing the swallow from beneath it. Meaning that it has a higher perspective than you do. So I feel like, once again, especially with that line energy, you're someone who people trust. Because you go beyond maybe what's normal, or like you have that leadership position, or you have some level of access in the world that's like hard to replicate. I think you're definitely like a one-of-one kind of person. Like people meet you in their life and they're like, oh, you're special. Like how often do you meet someone who like dances? How often do you meet someone who like reads tarot cards and has like a functioning platform where they do that? Like I think you have something to offer the world from your like personality, like from your identity, that's rare, that's like desirable, that's attractive, that indicates that you have personal power and like confidence in that personal power, even if you are coming off like in a small package. Because I feel like you have that balance here between like I'm a big deal and also like I'm humble about it. Like I have humility. I definitely feel like people like enjoy being around you, getting to know you even for more than just how you look at first. Who else is Steph, right? Like I feel like people like when they experience you, they're like, I know there's more here than what I'm seeing or experiencing right now. And like people aren't trying to rush these parts of you to come out, but there's like a curiosity that lingers, which is why I think people would like continue to like fly around you or like hover over you to like speculate. Because I feel like you have this like show don't tell kind of way of being about you. Like the way to figure out things about you is to watch you. The squirrel. And that's good because I feel like you're equally attentive about those people that you care about as well. So I think 9 times out of 10, when you have an attraction to someone else, they also have some level of attraction to you. Like even if they're not acting on it, because you might be the one who notoriously is the one who goes after what you want, right? People might actually be counting on that about you. Like they might even know, like, you know, Steph has no problem speaking her mind and like coming up to approach me. Like I don't have to worry about that. All I have to do is like give her the signs and she's gonna know. Like I was at the Plato's Closet earlier today looking for like my birthday outfit, and this girl, like it's hard sometimes when you're like in girl-girl relationships, because like I feel like girls are like the least direct people ever, which is a lot of the reason why I don't have a lot of female friends, is because I'm a really direct person. Like I have a lot of masculine qualities in that way. So like when I want something, like I'm really clear about it. But like these girls like who worked in the store were just like walking past me, like maybe like brushing against me, like they just like wanted me to perceive them so that I could like do something else. Like they wanted me to like follow up on their initiation, because I think a lot of times in girls' minds they think that the stuff like that is like them shooting their shot, when really they're just like walking by somebody in the store. So like yeah, like you might be the one that people like have their eye on as doing the line as the one that they want, but they're just the squirrel, right? So all they can really do is like scutter and skitter around you and like oh fuck, my phone's on 20%. All they really do or feel comfortable doing a lot of times is just like scurrying around you and hoping that you, with your like determination, motivation, masculine energy, will see them from above and then like kind of go in for the kill. He's not a bird of prey, right? I don't think people think of you as like a predator, but I do think that people think that you will play that masculine role. They think of you as like an initiator, like the one who wears the strap type. Like a top. I'm getting like top vibes off of you, even if you are like nice and like, you know, still feminine or like cute and tiny or whatever, like you still give like top vibes. Like you might actually be a switch though. I don't know, like I gotta get like the drive of like I could do what I just like, if I want you, I will be with you. Yeah, rabbit in reverse, approval and sensitivity. I feel like because you are direct, the lack of your directness is like a clear no to people though. So people could actually be discouraged from pursuing you, like if you don't like lock eye contact with them, right? Like because you have like your own thing going on in the world and you're primarily focused on those things. Like let's say for example you're like going to the grocery store or whatever, and like there's another person in there and they're obviously attracted, because you can kind of like sense that kind of a thing. And you're just like, well, I'm only here to get my groceries, so I'm just gonna look at this produce and figure out which produce I want, right? And you're just looking at your produce and they're like looking at you like, when are you gonna look at me, right? And then you never really do, even if you can like, even if you think they're attractive and you're like, you know, not against having interaction with them. I think there's a lot of this energy of like, oh well, you know, they're not like hopping all over me, so I'm just gonna like walk away. Because I feel like you might think of yourself as not having confidence, but I think you actually probably do more than most people. Like, I pick up on this energy of you being a lot more confident than the average person. So people are actually relying on you to initiate these situations. So, I don't know. Like, there could even be masculine energies that might look at you and, like, know that you're gay or a little bit or whatever. They aren't actually like that, but then they're like, you know, are you gay? Like, I don't know if I can... You know, like, I don't know if you'd even be into it, and I want to get rejected by, like, a gay girl or whatever. Like, I don't know what that is, but there's something like that. Like, it's like an avoidancy of them being the one to initiate you, because I feel like you're maybe someone who, like, is difficult to figure out. Like, that same energy from Peaches before is here for you. So like all those characteristics that I used to describe that person, you probably related to. It's like, you know, you're in your own world doing your own thing and you're comfortable doing that. And the only time you really probably do stick your neck out is when you really want to. But I feel like people around you who have interest in you probably are just like on the sidelines waiting for you to like lock eyes with them. Because like this line energy they came out with before is like heavy on the eye contact. Yeah. And like I used that thumbnail of like Shigo and she's like leaning in, right? I think some of these feminine energies that are attracted to you as well also might like to be chased by you. Like they might like when you do the masculine thing towards them. I experienced it a lot in my like early relationships with girls. Like they really liked it because I'm like tall and like I used to dress a lot more masculinely and I have like this androgynous like way about me. So I used to be like a pimp out here in the streets, like seriously, especially in Atlanta. Like I got a lot of playtime out here, but but like there was a lot of girls who like wanted me to pursue them in the way that a man might. And then eventually I got like tired of like pretending to be a boy all the time. And then I was like, you know, I'm just gonna do my own thing. And I really haven't had like a serious relationship in a long time. The only serious relationship I ever had, like an actual like committed like mutually agreed upon relationship, was when I was when I was 16 years old. And she was a Cancer. She had like a Cancer stellium. She had like the hugest rack ever. But yeah, that didn't last super long. We have the narwhal just fell on the ground. So you could have some level of androgyny to you, but even if not, like I think you stick out in the world as someone who belongs to your group, you know? Like people could probably figure out that you're gay. Like they probably already like their gaydar will like go off because you have the horn, you know? And they are horny. I feel like people are attracted to you, dude. Seriously. Like the narwhal's horn is like pointing towards the tiger. So especially if you resonated with like being that more masculine energy, it's like maybe people want to experience you like as a top. Like they think about that, they imagine that, they even fantasize about that. Like I wonder like even if some of like the other girls in your workspace, like I don't know, like maybe they think of you as like their like boyfriend but like a girl. Like I don't know if you play that kind of role where like you protect other women. Like that are your friends. Like people like to rely upon you to be a masculine woman. Like what that means, that you lead, that you plan the events, that you like buy your friends flowers, like whatever those natural things that you like to do are that are like masculine. People really like that about you. I think you'd be popular amongst like a friend group for that reason, because you're probably attracting a lot of those like feminine energies. And you're not that way. That's how I was in high school. Like, we went on like a girls' trip to Myrtle Beach, and one of my friends wanted to like go hang out with some guys. Like, she didn't even really know them. She just like met them on the internet on like Snapchat or whatever. And she was like, I want to go hang out with these guys. And I was like, girl, you're absolutely not going to hang out with those guys. Like, what? And then we got into a fight actually because she was like, you're telling me what to do. But like, you know, like I felt like I had responsibility over her because like before we left, I had literally shook her like mom and dad's hand and were like, I'm gonna have to look after these guys. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I felt like I needed to be the one to say something about it. You might have some of those qualities, and those are attractive qualities, even if they are hard to swallow at certain times. Starfish, definitely standing out. I just wanna see you shine, 'cause I know you are a star girl. I do feel like there are, I do feel like there are, I know you said you don't have any interest in men, but I feel like men have interest in you. I gotta be real. I think they do. And I think in their mind it could be a lot of like fantasy energy. They probably don't really know you that well, but I do feel like you're celebrated like universally for being an attractive person, even if sometimes you're like more feminine than you are masculine, or like masculine than you do feminine. Like it doesn't really matter, because I feel like regardless you have that lion narwhal standout presence. Like, not only maybe are you conventionally attractive, but then you take a step further in some way. That makes people, like, want to remain attentive of you. And, like, this is the breaking the ice energy. Like, you may even, like, have a way of decorating yourself that communicates, like, to other... Like, I'm thinking, like, you know, those cars, bumper stickers, and it's, like, anime characters. Like, my brother... my brother really likes anime, and then, like, sometimes when we're driving in the car, and, like, if a car has, like, Goku on it, then he's like, oh my god, it's Goku! You know, like, it's, like, that kind of a thing where, like, if you're in the group, then you know, and then it's, like, an identification card for everyone else to know who you are and what you like. Like, I just reposted on my TikTok, like, this, INTJ character type thing, because I'm an INTJ, and I'm really proud of that. Like, really proud of it. If it's not, like, personality, it can be, like, you're into a sport, or you like a book series, or, like, it doesn't even matter, bro. I just think you have things about you that make you cool and stand out, and they could be things that reflect that you have some, like, level of depth to your personality, like, that you're not superficial, which makes you, like, not just a lion, but also a narwhal, you know? The horse, journey and ambition. And that's on top of, that's underneath the squirrel. So yeah, I think some of these people, like, see you as an untamable stallion or something. Like, you know, like, it's hard to really people might think that you could be, like, a player or something like that. That you're, like, not serious, or, like, you don't commit. People could have, like, never seen you be in a relationship, or, like, a lasting relationship. So they just really don't know a lot about you or how you even are in relationships. But I feel like that's another reason why people are curious about you. Because I relate to that energy where, like, you know, I am attractive. Like, it's known. But, like, I also haven't been in a relationship since I was 16 years old. So it's been, like, 6 years. So, like, you might just, like, pivot, you know? And I think the good thing about that is, for you, is that you're getting a lot of life experience in doing that. Like, let's say you spend, like, 3 months, like, striving in that direction, and then, like, 6 months striving in that direction, and then, like, 8 months striving in that direction. Like, all those different people are playing different roles in the making of who you are, and just kind of, like, enriching you. Like, you're like a melting pot of a person, because when you engage with people, I feel like I know this about you, that you have, like, the psychic ability, right? So that you're picking up on these people's character traits. You've never been in a relationship because motherfuckers don't want to commit to you. Yeah, I mean, that's fine. Like, I mentioned that, like, confusion energy and that release and that, like, isolation energy before. Like, there's a purpose to that, and I feel like part of that purpose is what I'm saying now about, like, your ability to draw from all these people in a way that makes you more. And, like, it's working, because you're showing up as, like, having these primary character traits where, like, you're individualistic and worth paying attention to. And then, like, in the last reading, I said, don't catch every fish, catch the right fish. Like, you never know. Like, you could be about to come upon somebody who could be, like, the forever person. And then, like, you won't meet that person and get with them and then commit with them and then wonder, like, what else is out there, because you've already experienced a whole bunch of different things that will, like, allow you to have a greater sense of value over what it is that you're actually holding and committing yourself to. I feel like that's, you know, that's part of the way that you can turn these lemons into lemonade. It's like, what am I gaining from being available? Which is perspective, I think. Why is the rabbit here? I just want to see you shine. You have the boar, combativeness, and honor. Okay, I get that, like, Mulan vibe off of this. You must be swift as a coursing river. Dear, grace and kindness. So, like, you're getting all of those, like, cool accessories. Like, I don't know, like, maybe you've been making progress in your career. Maybe you got, like, a new car recently, or you're thinking about getting a new car, or, like, you have accessories, or you're gaining those accessories, and you're doing that through being disciplined towards your personal goals. Because once again, your overworking energy is the lion. It's not focused on really anybody else but itself. It stands alone. It's capable of standing alone. And then eventually it gets a pride, and then that pride is its responsibility. So if you don't have responsibility right now, it's probably just the universe's way of communicating to you that you're not fully ready for it, or there's still more for you to integrate into self before you do step into that position of responsibility. And you shouldn't really shy away from that for all the reasons that I mentioned before, because I feel like you're getting those cool, fun experiences, even if they end in like perceived failure, right? Because, you know, maybe you're meeting people of like new ethnic groups for the first time, you know, like you're getting to explore things that maybe you wouldn't if you were committed. Like, these are all opportunities for you to like break the ice, not only socially with other people, but also for yourself, and go into like cross into new boundaries and have new experiences. Like when I first started dating, I only really dated like people who looked like me. That's kind of normal. And then when I got older, I was like, what else is out there? And then I started to see, you know? So it could be things like that, you know? Like you could just be yourself, figuring out what you like and where you can find that in the world. Okay. I think I want to use another deck. What kind of partnership are you suited for? So that's like who you are. What kind of partnership are you suited for? I'm gonna use the Citadel. What kind of partner would satisfy you? This is fun. I'm enjoying it. What kind of partner would satisfy Steph? The storyteller, viewpoints, and control. So you need someone who is like just as deep as you. It's coming on top of the lion. So I feel like you have some lore. And then we have the air. Fuck. Unseen potential and hesitation. So I think you're going to be attracting relationships that take time to develop because of how significant they are, which is part of the reason why I don't encourage you to like completely close the door on anything that you're not completely ready to close the door on until you are. Like my last overhaul, and that's all I can really call it, was like 2 years. And I didn't close the door on that situation until I was like done with it. Like, I'm not going back. And I can move forward now knowing that I'm not going back. You know what I'm saying? Like before, if I had left that relationship before I felt like I was done with it, then I would be still looking over my shoulder like, what's going on back there? But I literally like left. Like I haven't looked at that guy since. And I was like an obsessive everyday stalker. So I mean, I feel like any situation where you have like these lingering emotions, you're allowed to like explore those. And you don't have to have like shame about that, because your life is meant to have a story to it that like communicates your heart. Like that's coming on top of the lion. And not only is there like the light aspect of like the hands that are actually making the shadows, but there's also the shadow on this card. So you can't just take the good. You have to take the bad when it comes to these people that you're going to be attracting, and you have to know that that bad is going to be there. There could be periods of like no contact and separation, and you can't just like, you wouldn't be encouraged to rule people out or like underestimate the possibility of what could happen in the future, basically. Because like there's a delay here, like a possible delay. Like, there's the hands that are making the figures, and then there's the time that it takes for the light to create the shadow. Unseen potential with the air. Okay, what else? What kind of person, what kind of relationship? What are the traits that Steph would be most attracted to? I don't know why I can't form the question. The astronomer, discovery, and augury. So stay humble in your pursuit here, because I feel like you're gonna get something in like some kind of unlikely package. Like you probably can't expect the best things that are gonna come in for you, which might feel like might leave you in that confused, like the energy from before, like you're confused and isolated, right? But I think you have this true north with the astronomer. Like it's not necessarily there's like a star, and it could be a star, but it's like there could be alignments yet to occur that you won't understand the feeling of until you're in them. And then once you're in them, you know, you'll be satisfied to be in them, and you'll recognize how significant they are, because you'll be able to compare them to things that you felt in the past. And you'll recognize, like, oh, this is more than that. This is worth the effort that I've put in to get this and discover this. And I think you're attracting other people who think just as big as you do, feel just as deeply or as sensitively as you do. Like I mentioned, that storyteller, like, these are connections that will have a lot of depth to them. So you'll need to consider that people that you attract are not, like, any less substantial as you. Like I mentioned that, like, Peach's person, like, they probably have some traumas here that, like, cause them to be more reluctant to be available. And you probably have some of your own. So just be cognizant of that. Like, you know, perceived rejection may not actually be rejection. It could just be, like that card says, hesitation. Like, it could be just, like, someone else working through their own karmic alignments. So stay open-minded as much as possible here, because there's a lot out there that goes beyond, like, what you've charted already. What else? The twins, self-protection and dual natures. So yeah, opposites attract, but also, like, equal and opposite. Like, expect people in your life to come in who will be able to understand you in your shadow, in your darkness. And then also, like, maybe present themselves in the world as something similar. Something that you can respect. Like, you'll be encouraged to build relationships with people that you respect. So it could be important, even with this twin energy, it reminds me of Aquarius, to, like, start as friends with people who you feel that fuzzy feeling towards. Don't be in a rush to get things to any stage, because, like, the story may still need to unfold, and people might need time with that self-protection energy to become more vulnerable. What else? So, like, yeah, you're a lion, and, like, maybe you have a desire to attack the things that you want and just go out and get them. But maybe, like, part of your medicine here for yourself is to be maybe a little bit less aggressive in the pursuit of people. Yeah, we have the captain. I think you're someone who takes charge, taking command and teamwork. On top of the narwhal. And people like that because you're so individualistic. They like to experience, they like to receive interest from you. Like, it's validating to them that someone like you would have interest in them, that would even engage with them, that you'd want to shake their hand. People respect you, even maybe without knowing you super well. We have the Hound in reverse, loyalty, chains, and promises. Yeah, like, I think you're experiencing people who have experienced some of the same rejection, perceived or realized, as you. People who are afraid to be left behind or neglected. People who are afraid to be, like, treated poorly in relationships. And that could contribute to some of this hesitation that you're experiencing from these people when you do experience it. Not that that's going to be, like, an every time thing, but... like, a hound, a dog is a man's best friend, so that's why I think it's important for you to, like, really start with that foundation of friendship. And I even, like, set up straighter. Yeah. You must be swift as, like, Shang, like, you might have to, like, not prove to people why they should respect you, right? But allow them to experience you as a human being, as an individual, before they're required to take any stake in who you are, in your place in their life. Like I mentioned, that my dog is friendly after he sniffs you. We have the Sailor, new influences and wanderlust, and then the Sleeper, cause and effect and clarity. So you're encouraged to explore the Botanist, parenthood, and legacy. cause and effect and clarity. It's coming on top of the boar, combativeness and honor. So yeah, I think, you know, I mentioned before, like, you and your issue, well, not, I don't want to say issue, but your struggle with perceived rejection and how that caused you to like kind of shut down in relationships. That's like kind of a universal thing, I feel. Like, nobody wants to feel like they're not good enough for someone else. I would say, one, be careful of projecting that onto the world. Two, be careful of assuming that where it doesn't actually exist. And then three, become more aware of what the triggers are for you to feel like you're being rejected. Not because you can avoid them, but because when you perceive them, you can start to like moderate that energy within yourself. Like, if you're the kind of person who, you know, get really excited about the early stage of a talking relationship and you like that back and forth, and then all of a sudden, for some reason that you don't even understand, someone is like gone for like 5 hours and you're like, oh, they're rejecting me, and then you kind of like go into that cycle of thought and you kind of get stuck there. It starts to like affect your actions, and this person comes back like 6 hours later and they're like, sorry, I took a nap, or like, sorry, I was at work, you know, and they didn't tell you that because maybe they're at the stage of relationship where like that's not really required of them. They don't feel like they have to, or they even want to. You know, it's that kind of a thing. Like, if you have that moderation within self to be detached enough to allow things like that to happen, but still be attached enough to still want to move forward in that relationship after like an initial perceived disappointment, that's kind of where you need to be, like that middle ground. Not that you're like accepting every single thing, but also that you're not shutting down completely over every single thing, because that's where I think you get to experience that exploration that aids to your journey, where you're not too attached, you're also not too detached. So like striking that balance could be really helpful for you. Okay, I gotta grab a charger because I'm at 10% and I still have to like answer a couple more questions here. So just slight break. Slight break. The next question is how to become more confident and magnetic. This is a bit longer than I thought it was gonna be. It's okay though. We're here for a good time. I gotta plug it in! I'm gonna wreck it. Fuck. Okay, I have to probably change the angle so you guys are gonna see my vape. Don't look at my vape! It's my,
These dumbass people knew what type of people they are and why you cut them off in the first place, then they will understand that you never gave a fuck about them, and now...
You guys, okay. I listened to this one lady on YouTube, and she's like my shadow. So like, I really like to listen to her get mad at people because I have a hard time being mad at people and like expressing that all the time. So like, she really just like will get on a YouTube video and like curse people out for like an hour. And it's healing for me just to listen to it. So that's what that was. Sorry about that. That's kind of funny. Yeah, okay, so how to become more confident and magnetic. Cool. Moving on. That's funny, bro. I didn't mean for you guys to be introduced to my shadow, but here, that's what I'm saying. Storyteller. Like, there's more to you than meets the eye. Like Transformers type shit. Why everything is out of place? I didn't plan for this angle. Like, maybe you need to kind of get better at being seen off guard, right? Because you can't always control what angle people are seeing you at. So part of what can make you more confident is just the belief in yourself that every angle is equally as attractive. Like, that there is no bad way to see you because you are just who you are, you know? I had to work on that when I first made my TikTok, because when I first started to make videos, I used to feel like I was ugly. Like, I never liked to like rewatch my videos at first, because I was like, dude, I don't like how I look on camera. Like, I think I just don't look good on camera. So I had to get over that because I make money doing this. So, okay, how to be more confident. What's the advice on how to become more confident and magnetic for Stephanie? This one wants to come out. Tame and attain. It's not the best angle for lighting. But it's another horse. So there's something about, like, discipline and submitting to the higher guidance, I feel. Like, whatever you feel like you need to do to make yourself the next better version of yourself, do it. Like, I started buying these vapes because I used to smoke to an extent that was really not good for me. And then I was like, man, my lungs, you know, like, I'm young. So let me, like, do something for myself to, like, not have a lung collapse at age 50. Because I started, like, really young. It could also be this thing where I mentioned, like, physical health, right? So maybe you want to start taking, like, immunity shots, right? Like, you go to, like, you work at a place where people are really social and, like, touchy, so maybe you want to start supplementing your immune system health with, like, elderberry or something like that. That's what I did when I worked at a daycare. I used to take elderberry vitamins every morning, and I never really got sick. So, like, there was even, like, a flu that went around, and, like, I didn't get sick. I don't really get sick, honestly. Like, I just have a really good immune system, but yeah, like, whatever you need to do. I also use ginger. Like, ginger is really good for gut health, so I'm just saying things that come to my mind because maybe they ring true for you in some kind of way. But yeah, supplementing those things, and because Sagittarius is, like, the sage, so it's, like, higher wisdom, it's, like, maybe even holistic health. That could even be, like, meditation, yoga, physical exercise. I like to run whenever I get, like, tense. So, yeah. What else? Something like your physical shape could also be changing. Like, you could be coming into your next best self physically. Like, you could start to feel more attractive when you do certain things with the intention of feeling more attractive, you know? We have abundance. So yeah, I think you're already kind of calling in the things that you want. Like, they're already kind of, like, en route to you. Like, this is number 9. My package is expected to be delivered on the 9th. So it's like either it's already here or it's about to come, even if it's not coming on the exact time or in the exact form that you might have anticipated. Like, I'm talking fast again, so it's like my brain is working really fast, but my physical body can't always keep up with it. So, like, you might need to account for that delay between you feeling and thinking away and then you actually living in that. And that's okay. Like, that's okay if you are experiencing that. But the good thing is, if you can, like, kind of force your mind to be somewhere, then that thing can probably come in for you quicker. Like, what I did to, like, stop making myself feel insecure about, like, my physical face was to just, like, post it even though I felt ugly. And then eventually, like, okay, let me give you another example. Like, there was a point in time in my life when, like, I used to be insecure with my knees because I felt my knees looked weird. And then I was like, well, these are the only knees I'll ever have in life. So I may as well just, like, stop being insecure about them because I'll never get another set of knees. So it's that kind of thing where, like, you just kind of rationalize with yourself about the fact that the things that you choose to fixate on might not be as important in the grand scheme of things as you might think that they are. Because you might have flaws that you know about, but that doesn't mean that they're really that significant. Like, I have a lot of scars on my body. But then I started to tell myself, like, hey, like, maybe people who, like, have also been through things will like this about me because it makes me look cool to them. Or, like, they fuck with my badassery, you know? Or, like, you know, people who have a lot of tattoos usually like when people have tattoos because they know what that pain feels like. And so to have a lot of them, or certain kinds of them, is like a flex to those people. Like, that's the lemons into lemonade energy that I feel like would be helpful for you. Then we have action leads to success. So this feels like kind of like putting yourself into the routines that will lead you to feel more confident and more magnetic. Like, allowing for that feedback to come in. Like, you won't feel more confident until you start to do the things that confident people do. Does that make sense? Like, I wanted to be a model at one point, and I could never be a model until I allowed myself to go to casting calls. And then when I did, I got to do my first runway show. Also when I was 16. So this feels like putting yourself out there to have the world responds to you in the way that you hope that it will. And it seems like, especially with the abundance card coming up on top of the air, like you're kind of like, things that you want them for a reason because they've kind of been like airdropped into your mind for you to want them. So it's kind of like Inception. Like it's like your spirit guides are like moving like you through layers of your own consciousness to move in the direction that you're kind of fated to move in. And then more lion energy. This is it's in you. Like I just said. Like your destiny, you're kind of already walking in it. There's not probably a lot of maneuvering that's required because you know what's good for you. So trust in the fact that you know what's good for you and you know what to do and how to get yourself to where you want to be. Because I feel like there's probably less advice I need to even give you about being confident and magnetic than you probably don't need a lot of advice when it comes to that. Because I think you already are those things. Like this is the second line that's come out. And then 2 horses. It's like a lot of fire energy, Leo and Sagittarius. Like those are confident magnetic signs. Like Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, which is like the biggest, most expansive gaseous planet in our solar system. And then the lion is the sun. Like I don't think you really need as much advice as you think. And then we have the fox, almost there. Fantastic Mr. Fox. Like you're already a standout character. So it kind of feels like the advice would just be for you to believe in that more. Yeah, I think that might be it. That'd be all. I'm gonna pull from one more deck, Wisdom of the Oracle, just to close everything out with a little bow. And I think we're done here. What's the closing advice for stuff? What last little tidbits might she need to hear? There's a black sedan pulling into the neighborhood, so that feels like protection for me. Co-create, Treasure Island, Unfinished Symphony. So yeah, you're already working with the universe to produce the outcome that you want to see. That's already like happening. You're already en route. There's a cheetah on this card, so it's probably happening and coming in faster than you even think. Don't be discouraged by what you don't see happening right now in an earlier stage, because it's co-creates number 40, Unfinished Symphony is number 10. So you could be at that 10 stage. It doesn't mean that you're not going to get to 40. This is number 44. Which is almost there. So, I mean, like, you could be at 10 right now and at 40 tomorrow. Like, my package could not be here today and it could literally be here tomorrow. And, like, you know, that's just the matter of time. So, it's just a matter of time, and you already are existing in an abundant energy, and it might be helpful for you to start to think of yourself as already being the things that you want to be. So, yeah, time for a nap. Maybe, like, while you're waiting for things to come in for you, just relax. Like, I mentioned that time that I spent in bed trying to wait for my mind to, like, calm down. So, just distract yourself or find other productive ways to spend your mental energy when you're feeling frustrated by what's not happening in your life. I hope that you like that, and I'll see you in the next one.